All right. Hey guys, it's Melissa. It has been a busy, busy day today. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I actually have dark circles for like the first time I think in my life. Dark circles. I know like I've been wearing glasses and sometimes that leaves a mark, but I really think it's the dark circles. So, I'm in a hotel right now. A friend paid for this just because he wanted to. He wanted to be kind, and I was just he picked me up at a restaurant in Concord, and I had spent the day over there, and I had told them exactly what I wanted. Um, well, hold on. It looks like I've got. Okay, I thought I had a real important message. So, I was at the restaurant and I had said, look, I need a commitment from you, a commitment. I've had these jobs that have told me, yes, it's nailed. We're going to make it solid, solid hours. And then I hear, get the hours you need, and then we'll work around you when I got here. So I was like, okay. So I got this job at Banks, 10 until 6 in the morning. And I'm like, I can start at 6. And they're like, well, I didn't know that you couldn't start at 4. And so then they're like, I can only give you 2 days now. So that's hardly anything. So I'm like, fine, I'll have to set up another job. So I went over to D'Angelo's, and yesterday my license didn't go through. And she's like, well, I'm going to be gone for a few days, so 2 days or 3 days, I'll get back to you then. So when you are in a situation where you're trying to find work, you don't have time to fool around. You do not have time to wait on work. And so I'm thinking, okay, yesterday I'm thinking, well, I'll go to the other place, the other store, and get the extra hours. I filmed that. And um, so then they approached me, the first store, and they're like, look, we're going to have like from 12 to 6 open. And let me know. And I'm like, well, I have something else coming up, so I will get back to you. So once Banks fell through today, just with what happened, that really threw me off because I was so looking forward to having that solid income. And so I went back to the first job and I'm like, okay, are those hours still available? And they're like, yes, but get back to me by today. And I'm like, I will get back to you, but I've got something to do. So I went to this restaurant. I said, look, I need solid hours. I need you to keep your word to me, etc. So I got the job on the spot, and I wasn't supposed to go in until Friday, but I went in today, and I got the job on the spot. And they're like, yeah, definitely. We'll give you as many hours as you want. I'm like, great. And I need to start today so that I can, move forward and make the tip money to get a hotel tonight, etc. Well, the paperwork did not go through. I waited and waited there, and the paperwork did not go through until later tonight. It went through. I'm not even sure that's all of it. So I'm like, there's no way I can wait. So I had talked to my boss and said, look, I'm going to need a place for tonight. And, I don't usually tell people that. I usually try to figure things out. But I was humble and I'm like, can you help me out with this? And he's like, well, I live way over here, so that won't work. And he's like, I'm like, can you, do you have some ideas to help me? He's like, I don't. And so, um, because he couldn't or wasn't willing to help me, I had to make another decision tonight. And you have to be quick on your feet when you're dealing with stuff. So I was like, okay. So the time this job pulls through with the paperwork, it could be tomorrow. And I said to him, when are we getting the paperwork? And he goes, well, it might be tomorrow. It could be later. It should have already been here, but it wasn't. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to make a decision. Again, another boom, think about things and then boom, you got to nail it down. So a friend had taken care of this for me tonight. I reached out to him and made sure I had a place to be, and I am exhausted. I am going to sleep. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to go back to Colorado then. And this is not failure because right when this happened with this job today, someone had already mentioned they had work in Colorado for me. So I had reached out today and said, who is it? And is that still going to be there if I go back? And I had already, just felt like I wasn't getting quite enough work there. So the timing is impeccable how this happened today. So, I will have not only the housing that I have over there, but the work. So before I had the housing and not enough work. And I had talked about that job I had where they're like, you have to learn 170 items on this menu in order to pass. And so that was crazy. So I've had a good vacation up here. I did what I had to do. I did the storage. I still have bruises from that storage, I did the storage. I got to see my son. I got to see old friends. I got to go to church. I was able to make some new friends up here. I make friends pretty quick. And there was something I was going to say about one of my new friends. I'm just happy I met some new people up here. And there's one friend, yeah, I'll talk about that another time, but I met some friends. I plan on staying connected to them. And then I dealt with the divorce decree. And I will see what's going to happen in the future with that too, because I didn't know that all the employees of Stratum Tire were offered work with Sullivan Tire, and that's advancement because there's work and there's more hours. They're open later, etc. So I will deal with that later from Colorado Springs, but I'll figure out what I want to do there, but. There was definitely just a clean break here, and it's just I put in the final decree and moving forward. So, on that note, it is just time for me to get a good rest. I am like a zombie right now. You can do this as long as you catch up with your sleep. Like I was at the pool today, and I did catch up on some sleep, but after you have like a fast of not much sleep, you do need to take some time to catch up and just, a good chunk of hours to catch up. So the jobs are plentiful here, but again, so many things can fall through the crack if you're not right on it. And I just saw an article about a break in housing will probably be coming in New Hampshire, so that's good news. Hopefully it's true. They've been saying that for a long time. So, anyways, this was a prime example of a boss who could not help me with housing tonight, and I cannot depend on, people with jobs, who, when you don't have housing, you have to be able to have people that you can depend on, or just be out there and rough it in camp. Or what I'm going to do and just go back to another state where there is housing, or go back to another state where, you have other resources, or it's warmer, or the churches help more, or whatever it is. So I am going to wrap this up, and I am going to get a good night's sleep and just finish up wrapping up my plans for tomorrow. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.